Well, good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to a very overcast and a very windy, but God, is it warm, Sunday morning. I hope you're all well. Miss Lou's too busy rolling around in the grass. Yes, it's very humid this morning, lovelies. Very humid. But thank God for this wind that we've got, because it's trying to keep us cool. And speaking of weather, I don't know how you lot got on with all those hot days we had, those hot 3 days that we had. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You know, temperatures hitting 100. That's ridiculous. I have never had anything as warm as that. And you know what? I hated it. You can't do nothing. You can't walk in it, you work in it, sleep in it, sit in it. It's horrific. And I was more worried for Lou because she's triple coated. So, because she's half Malamute, you know, she was in the kitchen, because believe it or not, it's the coolest place to be in my house, the kitchen, when the weather gets like that. She was on ice, she was on bowls of water all over the house, she was on wet tea towels, just to try and keep her cool, because she doesn't fare well in this kind of heat. This is wonderful for her, she loves this, but not the weather that we had. And it got me thinking. I was watching a documentary the other night about an American company called Exxon. They're an oil company, and all the shenanigans they got up to, you know, with the dodgy dealings and things, and then people found out what they were up to, and they were saying, oh, you know, well, what about the environment? What about global warming? It's not a new thing, to be honest with you. We've been doing this global warming business since the 70s, but nobody seems to know or take notice of what to do. They blame this generation and our generation for the state the country's in, or the state the world is in. Yes, we call that progress, apparently. But to me, I don't think it helped when the Victorians went through their industrial revolution and they were pumping shit all over the place and filling the skies with crap, and it's just carried on since there. Yes, you know, environmental stuff is probably at grassroots level. You know, you have things like Save Our Park. What about the wildlife? What about the benefits for people that live here? Save our woodland, save the tree. But I think, to be honest with you, that is as far as it goes, because, you know, you've got big companies who work on a supply and demand, and if they think that palm oil is the way forward, they're going to chop down a hell of a lot of rainforest just to produce palm oil. And it's the same with the governments. They're like, oh well, we'll build this infrastructure, we'll put this road in here, it will benefit the town, it will create millions of jobs. Yeah, but what about the environment? What about the wildlife that lives there? What about the effect on the surrounding area? Yes, Mother Nature, she will take over, and she proved that when we were all in lockdown and we weren't allowed out to play. And there were plenty of videos going around on YouTube of, you know, the mountain goats that had come down from the mountain to a village in Wales and eating everybody's gardens. And we found it as well in our garden, because there was no traffic about, there was hardly any people about. The wildlife in our garden was amazing. So yes, Mother Nature will take over if left alone, but if you keep digging her up and keep disturbing her and keep pumping muck into the environment and into the atmosphere, you're going to kill her eventually. And then people wonder why we have things like really hot weather and monsoons and high winds and hurricanes in the UK. We don't get them very often, but when we do, I know there's lots of other things in the world that we all need to worry about. But if we don't look after our planet, we're not going to have anywhere to live, to be honest with you. Because our planet offers us everything. It offers us warmth, it offers us food, it offers us shelter, it offers us water, and it's just a shame that people seem to think that it's okay to treat the earth like it's some kind of rubbish disposal. You know, we'll just chuck a load of stuff in the river, or I'll just dump my shit in the bushes somewhere. No, it's not on, it's not fair, and it's not right. You know, we try and do our best. But, you know, if all the little people on the planet did their best and the government aren't doing their best, then how's that going to work? Everybody needs to be on board. Everybody needs to all be singing from the same hymn sheet. You know, they moan about the amount of plastic that goes into landfill, but then why aren't the government doing anything to say, right, okay, fruit and vegetables and salads are loose. We're not going to put them in plastic packaging, it's loose. And then companies are going to have to adhere to that. So that's one less bit of plastic to go through. Yes, it's okay trying to put the blame onto the little people. You must do this, you must do that. That's fine. But the governments need to be on board as well, and the governments need to act accordingly. You can't come this way. You can't expect Joe Bloggs on the street to take the brunt of the environmental problem by reducing their carbon footprint and using public transport and trying not to use any plastic, when the governments and big corporate companies are not doing anything about it. That's just my thought, because if we carry on the way we are, we'll be ending up with more summers like we did the other day. And it won't be 2 days, it'll be months on end, and then where will we be? Shafted, that's where we'll be. Right, lovely, so that is my little political rant for the day. Don't normally get political, but there you go. So, we're going to go back now, have some dinner, well, a cup of tea and cook some dinner, and I've got some planting to do in the garden. So, I hope you all have a very, very blessed Sunday. Please look after yourselves. If you're struggling with anything, please reach out. There's always somebody there that can help you. Look after one another. And if nothing else in this world, lovelies, please be kind. Because you have no idea what that person is going through that stood next to you. And as always, I'm sending you all much love and many blessings.